Hello, I'm back again. Here's the third video of the series. And we're going to talk about clairvoyance, or clear seeing, many people say. I said that it was easier to spot than most gifts because if you can see a ghost, what some people call them, a ghost or a dark figure, then it's obvious you've got something to look into. You can see it, so it must be real. And so that's quite obvious, I think. So how did I get to know about clairvoyance? Or to experience it, I should say. Not to know about it, but to experience it. When I was depressed, many years ago, I got no pictures, nothing in my head. It was just darkness. When I began to improve my life, then I started to get pictures. I knew what the pictures were because of my first wife, who is a natural clairvoyant. So thank you, Susan, because of you I knew what they were. So I started to play around with these pictures, and I used to get very basic pictures like a mouth with an eye in it, so I know someone had been to the dentist to have it looked at. Or they might show me a video, and I say they might be, we call them spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. Whoever's helping you, and you know you're being helped because it's actually beneficial. So they show me, like I said, the videos of people cutting their fingers, things like that. And the first full message I gave to her, sorry if I keep looking up, I'm so amazed at the lovely tree. How beautiful is that? I'm getting sidetracked. So the first concise message that I gave to anybody was, I was showing a picture of Vera Duckworth. Can you remember her? Vera Duckworth. And I didn't say Vera Duckworth. I didn't say Coronation Street. I didn't say Liz Dawn, which is her real name. I said Vera. And then they showed me a plant called mother-in-law's tongue. I said, "It's your mother-in-law?" And the lady says, "Yes." I couldn't believe it. And then they showed me a picture for a big hug. Have a guess what picture they showed me for a big hug? Can you guess? It was a big teddy bear. Now my logical mind used to say, why don't you just show me a big hug? But the people I was working with, I was still quite low, and the people I was working with was quite low at the time too. So it improves the more life aware you become. So what I found was, when I was down, because I was very up and down emotionally, and when I was down I got dark figures, not just in readings but walking around, seeing things, and when I was up I got nice messages. So the more I became life aware, the more I began to balance that out. So my highs aren't quite so high, and my lows are very much smaller. So let's talk about a client of mine who was very clairvoyant. She came to me, and she was sat in a living room. Imagine this: she was sat in a living room watching TV on a dark evening, and in walks a Cromwellian soldier in full armour. She was petrified. Now, if you think she knows she's got something to look at, because obviously there's some reason why she's seeing this. She probably thinks she's crazy, which is why a lot of people hate their gift at first, because they feel crazy, they feel weird, scared. And realistically, it's just about just becoming more life aware, understanding what's here and why, and what gifts are, and how we can use them in our everyday life. Now, I use this clairvoyance. I use clairvoyance for myself. I literally do a self-reading. Because what's the point in having a gift if you can't help yourself with it as well as other people? So, and I've used it to guide my life for a long time. What I found is, I've got a very funny story. When I first moved to Hull, which is where I am now, I went down to look at to pop in to see it. I hadn't been to a spiritualist church for 15, 20 years, and I decided to go down and have a look, see what one's like these days. And I got down there and it was still closed. It was about half an hour before it opened. And I was really dying for the toilet. Oof. Like gripes I've never had before. I really was going to go. And I thought, I need to go now. And I'm looking around, everything's closed. And I went round the corner and there's a bar. Now, as you know, I left playing music in the bars in Gran Canaria because I didn't really want to do bars anymore. I was singing at old people's homes and doing readings. So I went round to this pub and I'm really, honestly, seriously, I'm having to really grind down to stop myself going to the toilet. And I rushed into the toilet and did what I needed to do. Came out and I started to talk to the landlord. I had half a Guinness to sort of give him something back for using his toilet. And I ended up singing 2 gigs at his pub. So you have a choice. God can say, would you like to go into this pub and get some work? Or would you like to shit your pants? I know it's crude, but that's what life is. You've got free will to shit your pants as much as you want. That's what I found. I try to listen. It makes sense to me as well. But if I go against it, believe me, that's your responsibility. And I've done that in my recent past. So you never learn totally. But hopefully I'll learn in future more. So that's it. That's it. Clairvoyance. Use it for yourself. Use it for others. It's not a scary gift. It is to people who see Cromwellian soldiers because they feel like they're insane, which they're not. So what we're going to talk about next time, I don't know. What should we talk? Another gift, and we're going to talk about it, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm going to make it a surprise. So I'll see you next time. Remember, if anything you want to ask, just send a message, and I will see you again. Bye-bye.